Hey, this is your girl, msyelladiva. I am giving you another episode of the Family Empire Houston. It is season 1, episode 7. The pitch, I'm perfect. I don't know what that means, but they're going to have the pitch at the end of the episode. But before we begin, like, share, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Tell me how you really feel if you watch Family Empire. What you think about this episode? Yeah, just let me know. Anyway, we shall begin. So the last episode ended where they were at the crawfish boil, and they were in their little tent. And so, Lakeisha was asking Joy, her stepmama, um, would 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 she have been uh, invited if wait a minute, hold on. Let me back this up. Okay, so Lakeisha, okay, so Joy and Lakeisha's mama were pregnant at the same time by Bubba, Uncle Frank. Um, so, but he married Aunt Joy, and he didn't marry Lakeisha's mama, but Lakeisha's auntie, Aunt Jackie, um, got her when she was like 7 or 8, and she brought her over her house and everything like that. So, but Aunt Joy said she wanted her daddy to take the initiative to see her child and stuff like that, to see Keisha. And so Keisha was like, well, if my daddy hadn't made the initiative, which he didn't, but for real, he really didn't, would you have made the initiative? And that's where it ended. So she said, well, she said, would it have happened if my uncle or my Aunt Jackie didn't make the initiative? Would it have happened? And so Joy didn't answer the question, but she said, Bubba didn't have to stay at my house. He could have went wherever he wanted to go. So that speaks volumes. So basically, Bubba didn't have a residence of his own. He moved in with uh Aunt Joy, and they got married. So he was staying in her house. So I'm quite sure he didn't want to get kicked out of her house by bringing his child, his his child over to her house. Uh-huh. So I kind of get Uncle Bubba too, but whew, yeah. Anyway, so we're gonna keep going because and so yeah. So uh, anyway, so then Monet said, Monet is the youngest daughter of Joy. And Nicole is about 6 months older than Lakeisha because he had two women pregnant at the same time. And then Monet came a little later, but Monet said, well, my mama, even though she was a child, my mama wanted my dad to handle it. And so and And so Joy was like, "Well, how did you know? If he didn't. Why? Wait a minute. How did you know he wasn't gonna do it?" And then Monet was like, because Monet was tag teaming off her mama. Y'all didn't give him a chance to step up. And Jaquetta was like, well, it was 7 years until her mama, Aunt Jackie, went to get the child. It was 7 years, so he had 7 years to get the child, and he didn't do it. Okay, and Aunt Jackie said I gave him a chance, but he would never go. And so I'm quite sure she got fed up. She needed to know her niece, you know. And so and Monet was like, I wish everybody would have stayed out of it. Oh, I understand that too. But, it is what it is. I understand where Aunt Jackie coming from too. Because, he didn't step up the way he's supposed to step up. And I understand Uncle Bubba that he didn't want to get kicked out of his house. But I understand Aunt Joy, she she didn't want this child coming into her house, messing up her family too. But I need for Aunt Joy to actually say that she really didn't want her around at that time. Now, she older now, and she probably can look back on it and say that it wasn't her fault. It was her daddy's fault. It wasn't even her mama's fault, because they probably didn't know each other existed. So it's her daddy's fault. It wasn't her fault. She shouldn't have took it out on the child for her daddy's fault. So I need Aunt Joy to actually say, well, yeah, she can admit it now, because it's water under the bridge, but because she was young, she was younger, she was a younger age. That was back in the 80s. So she was 20, 30, whatever. I don't know how old, but she was young. So just ask her forgiveness, man. I didn't want you around, but I was young. You just got to forgive me. So anyway, so it was a big commotion. And so when they started raising their voice, Larry, Nicole's husband, he was like, I'm out. So he got his plate and he was out the door. When he heard arguing, he said, I am Audi 5000. Remember that saying? Anyway, so back to this conversation. Jackie said, Bubba should have put his foot down. And so I don't know how far that would have gone, because Jackie would have Joy probably would have put him out of the house. And so, but Nikki said, Aunt Nikki said that he wanted to keep the peace in the house. And I can understand that, but he should have put the foot down too. I don't know. It's just, it's just basically an unfortunate situation. Aunt Joy said he didn't keep the peace by having Jackie pick her up, and then Jackie said, you didn't even want her to come to my house. That wasn't nice to say, Jackie. That wasn't nice to say, Aunt Jackie. It's not nice to say. So Keisha in the confessional saying, there goes the truth. The truth comes out that Joy didn't want me around. That's it. Joy didn't want me around. And I need Joy. Come here, Joy. Come here, girl. I need for you to Admit it. It is okay. You was young. You was young. Okay? I need for you to admit that, girl. You was young. It is okay. You know. She said, Lakeisha said she didn't feel like you were mean to her and, and everything like that. But, she said she wasn't with you, so she don't know what you said behind her back. But whatever the case may be, you were young, and it's all Uncle Bubba's fault. So Nicole gets up and says, excuse me, that because after she said, Aunt Jackie said you ain't want her to come to my house. Nicole was like, she gets up and she was like, what we're not going to do is be disrespectful. Because I'm quite sure she felt it when Keisha felt it. And so, and then Jackie was like, but you a child, you don't know. And so then Monet like, but you need to respect their marriage. Girls, have several seats, girl. Have several seats. You not in this, boo. You not in this. Okay? Have several seats. So Jermeshia saying, don't be screaming at my mama. Because Aunt Jackie is Jermeshia's mama. Don't be screaming at my mama. And Monet was like, well, I'm not being disrespectful to y'all mama. Oh, no. Jaquetta said, because we haven't been disrespectful to Aunt Joy. That's Monet's mama. And then Monet was like, well, I'm not being disrespectful to y'all's mama. Yeah, you are. You were screaming at their mama. And Keisha is trying to get everybody to stop, arguing. And so Jaquetta still going off to Monet about her mama. She was like, yeah, but you yelling at my mama. And Keisha was like, shut the fuck up. Hallelujah. Okay? Because everybody was arguing. She said, "None the mama." And everybody got quiet. Everybody got quiet. So then Jackie, she kind of threw a temper tantrum. But, okay. But she was just like, oh, that's why I ain't want to have this meeting. Because you bringing up stuff 40 years old. Everything. I ain't want to have this damn meeting. Mm-hmm. So when, what's her name, stage shut the fuck up and everything like that, everybody come out the house. So, like I said, when Jackie was going in the house and she was like, I didn't want to have this meeting and stuff like that. Then Monet, who should be having several seats, said, but when you feel guilty, come here, have several seats. Several. Okay? Because she's probably not feeling guilty for going to get her niece. Okay? She probably not feeling guilty. She ain't take her niece over to y'all house and just crash y'all house. She did bring her over to their house so she could party with Jermeshia and Jaquetta. So have several seats. She ain't feeling guilty about her family. That is her family. Whether you like it or not. That is her family. Okay? That is your family. And that is Aunt Joy's family too. That's your mama's family too. Okay. So have several seats, little girl. Anyway. Okay. So Nicole and Keisha. Nicole went to Keisha, was like, you didn't do anything wrong. This is not your fault. And I respect Nicole for getting her getting that conversation going, because it is not her fault, but it is, the whole conversation is about her, and and that's a shame. So they go into the house. Aunt Cheryl tells Bubba. Bubba was like, "What they arguing about?" And she said they arguing about two women being pregnant at the same time. And so she was like, Bubba was like, "Well, you didn't have any right to go get her." And Aunt Cheryl said, "That's my niece." And so Aunt Jackie was like, "Well, you wasn't gonna get her." And then Bubba was like, "Well, I wasn't married." And Aunt Cheryl was like, "Yeah, but your wife don't understand that. That is the truth. You weren't married. You just had two women pregnant at the same time." But like I said in the last review, Aunt Joy, you signed up for this. You signed up for this. Because when you married him, you knew he had one child by you and one child by somebody else. And so when you walked down that aisle with him, you accepted him and whoever comes with him, which is Lakeisha. Now, if you didn't marry him, then you ain't got nothing to say. Then you have your babies over here, and he'll do what he going wherever he want to go, making babies wherever he want to make it. But when you accepted him, married, walked down, you accepted him and whoever comes with it, and that including Lakeisha. So you should have went with open arms to her, because you accepted him, you accepted her, and that's the bottom line. Anyway, so Aunt Cheryl said your wife don't accept that, and then Bubba said, "Well, she don't have to accept her. That's not her child." No, Bubba. If she accepted you, she accepted everything that come with you, and that's Lakeisha. Point blank, period. You have several seats too, Uncle Frank. Respectfully though. I ain't gonna disrespect you, but you have several seats too. And then Uncle Bubba was like, "You should have had kids," to Aunt Cheryl. And so Cheryl was like, because I ain't have kids, I don't know any of this. I don't know about all of this. And I was just like, yeah, that's wrong for that. That's wrong for that. Anyway, but she said Jackie was in business that she shouldn't have been in. So then Keisha come in, and so he arguing with his sisters, and so Keisha was like, "No, I got him." So Uncle Bubba was like, "I'm 74 years old. You can't tell me nothing." "I'm 74 years old. You can't tell me nothing." Keisha said, what's he saying? "You were my child. They shouldn't have got involved." And then Keisha is fired up, okay? Keisha said, you should have got your ass involved. You was my MF and daddy. Say, oh, okay. Oh, oh, okay. Then he said, I paid child support for 18 years. I paid child support. That don't mean nothing, boo. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. You paid child support. Oh, oh my God. And so then Nicole gets everybody together. She was like, listen, this Keisha is a part of our family, pretty much whether you like it or not. So we're going to love her and we're going to respect her because she is a part of this family and she ain't going nowhere. And so they get around and they just pray. Because, everybody was like, we need a prayer. We need a prayer. So Jaquetta, says her prayer. But Keisha in the confessional said all she wanted to do was run to her mama. And her mom was gone. I feel you, sister. I feel you. So, the next day, all right, because all of this, whoo, man. Whoo. So, the next day, Nicole, Larry, and Layton go bike riding to the park. Nicole said, I wish you would have been there. Okay. I wish you wouldn't have skipped and jumped your behind back to the house. And then he said, and when I got back to the house, I took 2 melatonin, so I was asleep. Larry, come here. Come here, Larry. That's no excuse. You should have been there to support your wife. Jaquetta's husband was there to support her. Justin, he had to be there because that was his house. Carmel was there to support her girlfriend and everything like that. So you should have been there to support your wife. Point blank, period. So Nicole said, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. She said, I have not cried that much since Pawpaw died. Yeah. So Keisha and Carmel start talking. They talking. And Carmel said, I was taken aback when your dad said that your wife don't have to like you. I was taken aback too, because if she married you, she marries all that comes with you. That's including Lakeisha. Okay? That's including Lakeisha. And so, and Keisha was like, I wish I had a dad, around. She said, because I play basketball, and apparently Bubba played basketball too. And she said she was real good at it. She said, but I would have loved to have him come to the games, or have getting some pointers off of her and everything like that, because she was in a picture with a trophy and stuff like that. So she was probably really good at it, but she didn't get that. So then Jaquetta is selling a house duplex to a potential buyer. Moving on. Nicole and Monet are trying to expand their luxury real estate with a $4 million listing that is a football player's house. They're trying to sell a football player's house. They play on the Houston Texans. So she's like, if he's a football player, word of mouth. If we sell this house, and then we can probably sell some more houses on the football team. That was a large sized house. It was beautiful. Every bedroom had an ensuite. Every closet had built-in shelving and all the custom closets. They had a bunch of custom closets. That house is $4 million in Texas. That house would have been about maybe $8 million here. Yeah, but that was $4 million in Texas. So it was fine. So anyway, the end of the episode where Jermeshia is making the pitch. The time has come. And Nicole said, I can't with you. I sure was like, is the choir about to come? The time has come. The time has arrived for this pitch on this land. They're gonna build some houses to rent. And in 5 years, because they're going to do it in sections, build 10 houses here, build 10 houses here, put 8 houses here. You got to build them, sell them, get that revenue, and then put that money into that, building that, and, then that put that money into the building that. All of this is going to cost about $1 million. And then in 5 years, they should make some kind of profit. And Aunt Cheryl, was that Aunt Cheryl? Aunt Cheryl, tapped Granny, and she was like, what would you think? You want to sell it or you want to rent it? Granny was like, I still want to sell it. You did all this for nothing. Because your grandmama still want to sell it. Anyway, this is your girl. I think the next episode is the season finale. But this is your girl, msyelladiva. Just give me a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. And let me know what you think. Get down in the comments. And I'll see you in the next review. Peace.